annual budget funding amount is the account set up by government and which receives allocation from oil and gas revenue in support of the government's budget. It usually caters for the goods and services as well as capital expenditure of the allocating ministry. It is considered together with the consolidated fund and donor investments to be the major sources of funding the annual budget. Each year, government selects priority areas to benefit from the annual budget funding amount. For 2021, the education and health sectors combined were allocated 25%, roads, rail, and other critical infrastructure receiving 70%. The agriculture and industrial sectors received 3% and 1% respectively. However, according to the Alliance for Reproductive Health Rights, the distribution of funds is not done fairly among the education and health sectors.
Not enough direct tax resources is going to the financing of health capital expenditure, which is a worry. It's a worry because it affects access downstream. It affects access at the grassroots level. And our main objective is that we are able to improve on community health service provision.
For many healthcare facilities at the tertiary levels, depending on their internally generated revenue is a sure bet to catering for the goods and services rendered them. Meanwhile, the same cannot be said for those facilities at the primary or community health facilities.
Government over time is also shifting the responsibility for goods and services to IGF, that is internally generated funds. So these are monies that despite your NHIS card, when you walk into a facility, you are charged.
Among the recommendations by the Alliance is for government to increase its direct tax funding for capital expenditure and goods and services to the health sector. It also hopes that the COVID-19 levy would be streamlined to ensure the judicious use of the fund.
It should be made clear that if we can have a ring fencing of proceeds from this levy, that goes to solely support goods and services, provision of goods and services and infrastructure in the fight against COVID.
The Alliance for Reproductive Health Rights is yet to engage Parliament to obligate government to fully assume its responsibilities of adequately providing the needed resources to primary health care. Sarah for GBC News, Accra.